Hi, my name is M-fahad, and today I'm presenting my case study on the Howe International Bridge. So, as you assigned, sir, we have five members. Myself, Muhammad Fadali. We have second member, Swapnil Abraham. Third member, Bharadwaj Sajjarao. And the fourth is Georgia Zamai. And the last is Renata Ferreira. So, basically, this is new international crossing link windows, Ontario and Detroit, Michigan. It is a major infrastructure investment designed to strengthen transportations, trade, and economic activity between Canada and the United States. I will walk through how the project was initiated and how planning decisions were made, even how risk and communicate were handled, and finally whether the project can be considered or successfully as well. So now talking about the next slide, which is my next member.
Yeah, so thank you, Fahad, for the introduction. So I'm going to be talking about the slide two, which is mainly about initiation and planning. So the basic points here are project purpose, success criteria, scope overview, and timeline and budget. So during the initiation and planning stages, the project team clarified what the bridge was meant to achieve. As its core, the goal was straightforward: create a modern six-lane crossing with new ports of entry and upgraded roads connections that could support long-term traffic growth and trade. And coming to the second part is success depended on several factors, not only building the bridge, but doing so safely, meeting environmental requirements, coordinating two national governments, and structuring the P3 agreement so that risks were shared appropriately. And the third one is about the scope. The scope includes four major components: the bridge itself, the Canadian and the US parts of the entry, and the interchange that ties the crossing into the Michigan highway system. And lastly, the timeline and the budget. The contract reached financial close in 2018 and construction began soon after. The initial plan targeted an opening in late 2024, but the pandemic and supply chain issues pushed the timeline to 2025. Given the size and complexity of the project, a multi-year P3 was used to manage design, construction, and long-term operations. So the next slide is going to be taken by my colleague here. So yeah.
Uh, Thank you, Swapnil, for presenting slide 2. Hi, my name is Bharadwaj. Hope I am presenting slide 3. Like stakeholders and early risks. Like most international infrastructure projects, this one involved a wide network of stakeholders. The vendors, bridge authorities represents the government of Canada and responsible for delivering a safe and reliable crossing on US side. A, the federal and state partner focus on border security, customs operations, and transport. The the private uh, North America is responsible for designing, building, financing, and maintaining the bridges. Their priority is meeting performing requirements while managing projects risk. Coming to the third point, local communities. The local communities, particularly residents in Sandwich and Delay, are directly affected by construction activities, so they conquer and around traffic, noise, and community impacts were important. A few risks should out yearly challenges, conducting two nations government, securing all necessary lands and permits, uh, potential community pushback, strict environment, and About the long-term demands, their risk shape to the project was planned in the uh, motions. Thank you. I'm presenting to I'm passing to the fourth slide to Muhammad Ali.
So my thought is that in this slide we are talking about the managing the project major risk. As you've seen that in the presentation, we have a chart, different columns and different rows over there. We have a ID risk and all the level severities over there. So in this, we have talking about once construction begin, the team will on a structure approach to risk management. Here we are talking about the five risks repeatedly emerge as the most significant. The first was cross-border governance, with so many agencies involved, slow and conflicting decisions were a real concern. To manage this, the team developed a clear governance structure and escalation process as well. So the second here we're talking about major risk was the impact of COVID-19. Unfortunately, so delays is in materials and workforce and shortage requirement the schedule to be recognized and some contractual timelines adjusted. And the third is that meeting environmental condition was essential. That means the team put in a place rigorous monitoring program and reportingly practice to ensure compliances on both sides of the border. And the last by community relations form the fourth risk area. The project attempt to address concern through a community benefits plan and ongoing outreach. Finally, last but not the least, because the traffic demands fluctuate over decades, there is uncertainty, doubt, a long-term revenue. The P3 model helps manage this by shifting most demand risk to the private partner. So, the overall, not every issue was preventable, but the team handled risk in a structured and manageable and transparent way. That's it.
So coming to slide number 5, I'm going to be talking about the communications approach during critical moments. During critical situations, especially schedule changes, the project team emphasized four categories of messages: overall progress, risks and migration effects, community benefits, and environmental performance. Communication happened through several channels: regular steering, committees, meetings, ensured leadership alignment, technical coordination, meetings kept the engineering and PM teams up to date. Community sessions gave residents a chance to voice concerns, and the public newsletters and website updates provided ongoing transparency, and internal risk and schedule reviews helped decision makers act quickly when issues appeared. By structuring communication this way, the project team kept stakeholders informed and reduced uncertainty during challenging phases. Yeah. And going to the next slide.
అవదు బ్రో
Huh? ఎందుకు కాదు?
6 ఒకటే 6 7 7
7 ఉంది. Okay, I said going to the next slide. Should I continue the next slide?
हाँ हाँ
6 वाला
कोई कर
कर
लो
दूं?
क्योंकि आपने सिक्स याद है ना आपको आपने कल किया था ना
नहीं कर दो
कर दो कोई मसला नहीं ठीक है
చెప్తావా బ్రో
पहुंच
Go.
जाएंगे हम 12 तक आराम से पहुंच जाएंगे अपने पास है भी
नहीं 3 मिनट
1,
देना
2, 3.
आराम से पहुंच जाएंगे बड़ा है
And the sixth slide. Yeah. So, how should we judge this project? From a scope and a quality standard point, the project appears on track. The bridge and the ports of entry follow high engineering standards, and sustainability features are built into the design. And the second point is cost. Cost performance is more complicated. COVID-19 and supply chain disruptions increase cost, but these pressures were typical across the construction industry. The P3 structure also helps protect taxpayers from unexpected overturns. And the third one is schedule. The schedule tells a similar story. The shift from 2024 to 2025 reflects external circumstances more than internal mismanagement. And the next one is community and stakeholders, where the project shines is in community and stakeholder engagement. The community benefits plan supports local neighborhoods and frequent outreach help maintain trust. And the bottom line is overall, while not perfect, the project can reasonably be considered a strategic success. It adds long-term value, advanced international trade, and manages risks as effectively as projects on this size realistically can. And coming to the seventh slide, it's basically the conclusion. So these are the primary sources I used, including the official project document, the case study, and the additional research on P3 management. And basically, this is all about the Gordie Howe International Bridge and how it's an example of complex project and management in action. And studying this project it actually helped us understand how the theory from class is applied in a real mega project. Thank you for listening, everybody. And I would love to answer any questions if you have. And these are the references right here and the closing remarks. Yeah. Thank you, guys. This was our presentation.